Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon, and with me is Nathan Fox, one of the founders of lsatdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. Nate, our email today comes from Brendan with the question, should I be highlighting in RC?
I mean, default is no, because it takes a lot of time. And in my experience as an LSAT teacher, people highlight things they don't understand. Like, ooh, that was a lot. That might be important. I'm going to highlight that. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, well, okay, you're not comprehending it. You highlighting it doesn't make you understand it.
Yeah.
So if it helps you understand, then yes. But my hypothesis is that it actually hinders your understanding and wastes time. But anyway, Brendan says, I recently started studying on your platform after being a regular podcast listener for a while. I'm loving it so far. My question is about highlighting. I've been using the highlighter in RC to pick out what I think are key sentences or bits of information that might come up in the questions. This doesn't always translate to success in the answers, but it's helped sometimes. Since I'm newer to the LSAT, I wanted to explicitly ask, should I be using the highlighter in RC? And if so, how? Thanks for all your help and wisdom. Brendan, we just recently built in the new, like the official highlighter colors, whatever. We now have yellow and pink and orange because we're trying to make it, like accommodated students. Like sometimes people have various learning differences and they've said, no, this is how I read.
I have to have the three colors of highlighters.
I have to have the multiple colored highlighters. So we built them for those people. But I think the vast, vast majority of people should not be highlighting. I mean, I think if you took a poll of our demon teachers, it would be like 0 for our entire cohort of teachers.
Yeah.
And most people who score in the 170s don't highlight.
Back to your point that you were talking about a little bit at the beginning, I think that highlighting gives the false impression that they're understanding.
Yeah.
And without actually understanding like what does, because here's what's I think here's why highlighting is so problematic. Highlighting pulls stuff out of the passage. I need you to put things back in the context of the passage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to understand that sentence is important. I want to know why that sentence is important in the context of the first paragraph.
Yeah.
And that's the part that people struggle with the most. And so not only you're doing a substitute for the actual understanding, if it does help you, you're doing it for the easy part, but you're hindering yourself on the part that people struggle with the most on RC, which is connecting the pieces of the information together.
Yeah. Brendan says it's helped sometimes, but I think all you're doing there is saying, oh yeah, like look at this question. It turns out that the right answer is something that I had highlighted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, but what about all your mistakes? Because the highlighted text is also going to appear in wrong answers frequently. Mm-hmm. I mean, the wrong answers are just this like mush of all the various words in the passage. So yeah, I'm going to go back to my original thing. If it's actually helping you understand the passage, then fine. But the way you understand the passage is by engaging with it, by thinking about it, by having an opinion about it, by thinking of an example in your own mind, like, or your own experience that applies, where you can say, oh, okay, so you might be talking about this experience that I had, or what about in this context? Mm-hmm. You know, how would this apply to forestry or whatever my area of expertise is? And you could think about like, okay, so here's why what they're saying matters. And that's not just like highlighting bits of the passage. That's like, yeah, you're actually building a much bigger understanding of the passage instead of just identifying particular phrases in the passage.
I had someone tell me that they only used it for passages that they get bored by. Or like they're not interested in, because that gives them something to keep them engaged. And
I bet they're not doing very well on the questions on a passage.
I don't think
like
so
that.
either. I mean, because engagement, I love the way you describe it, and that's how I think about it as well. I remember the example that I love talking about is there was a passage with, I think, 2 different musicians or artists of some kind. I'm not an art person, not really. Like I don't really listen to music all that much. Like, and so I was just wholly disinterested in the subject material. So I changed the 2 artists to NFL quarterbacks that I thought matched with like the kind of like the characteristics they were describing. Yeah. And then I used quarterbacks and I put that in my head. And then I kept with the passage. Like there's just so many better ways than highlighting.
That's a much more valuable tool than highlighting. Yeah. Because what you're doing there is you're making it come to life. I mean, you're actually getting yourself unbored.
Right.
It's not like highlighting is exciting. You're not going to be like entertained or actually engaged by the highlighting. It's like fake engagement. I strongly believe that highlighting, underlining, note taking, or diagramming on logical reasoning, these are crutches. These are things that people do as an excuse for not actually understanding. And you'll realize how easy the LSAT is if you let go of all this stuff and focus more on really understanding it.
Didn't touch my scratch paper when I took the LSAT.
You shouldn't.
Not once.
You don't. I mean, we see people improve 25 or 30 points on the LSAT. That doesn't come from highlighting. It doesn't come from gimmicks. It comes from actually engaging, understanding, and engaging, which are the same thing, by the way. You know, if you do it our way, you understand it by engaging with it.
Yeah.
It's this virtuous cycle of understanding some of it, engaging with it, understanding more of it, engaging with it more, understanding more. And that's how you really actually comprehend what they're saying in the passage, instead of this, this is just shots in the dark. It's like, oh yeah, that phrase. Oh, I see that phrase is now in this answer choice. Okay, I'm going to pick it. Sometimes that's right and sometimes that's wrong.
Or worse yet, oh, it says therefore, this must be my main point.
Yeah, same thing. It's the same type of thing. Yeah.
I highlight it in orange now.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. So we have new highlighter feature in the daemon. Please don't use it. Thank you, Brendan, for writing in. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.